understanding what lies ahead is important, okay? Especially the obstacles that lie ahead. So with that in mind, we're going to cover the 4 main obstacles that people see when approaching this business, and really, I mean, probably any business in general, right? And it's imperative that each of these are recognized and corrected as soon as possible. Number 1 is fear. Like, the primary concern of our brain is to keep us alive, right? It's to keep us alive and safe, and it's developed this sensitive system to help us with that. Like, right now, at this very minute, that system's freaking alert and evaluating everything and perceiving it as friend or foe. A lot of the times, by the way, that operates without even our awareness, right? And it actually reacts to fearful thoughts as if they were actually real threats. I'll never forget this flight that I had next to this, just the sweetest lady named Patrice. I was flying from Honolulu to Minneapolis, and Patrice was terrified of crashing. Terrified. That fear was emotionally paralyzing to her, right? And the chances of a plane crash are like 1 in 11 million, which means Patrice had a better chance of becoming a movie star, which has odds of like 1 in 1.5 million, than getting in a plane crash. But it didn't matter. Like, that fear was still real. And fear, real or imaginative, can cripple our optimism and our desire to take action and improve our circumstances. Which, listen, that's why we have to address it, right out the gates. This is for example, right? This is a relationship business, and you'll be blown away at how many people can open up doors for you, people that you would never even think of. But listen, if we don't talk to them or make ourselves available because we're, afraid of being rejected, that door will sadly remain closed. And the good news is we can obviously, learn to recognize those obstacles when they show up, and recognizing them for what they are allows us to turn obstacles into fuel for our success. Don't run from fear, attack it. Number 2 is limiting beliefs and limiting stories. There's this quote, it says, "Man often becomes what he believes himself to be. If I have the belief that I can do it, I shall surely acquire the capacity to do it, even if I may not have it in the beginning." That's from Mahatma Gandhi. And beliefs are, the lenses which we interpret the world. They color everything we say, think, and do, right? The bad news is limiting beliefs can and will, cause us to self-sabotage any chance of success. Which means until we change limiting beliefs, we'll repeat the same patterns that hold us back. So the good news, right? One of the best cures for limiting belief is just damn hard work. And the work that you're about to put into this business will undoubtedly help you change any limiting beliefs that that we might have. We need to remember that the journey to changing limiting beliefs is just that, though, right? It's a journey. Don't beat yourself up. In fact, just the opposite. Pat yourself on the back and do it often for any small win that you see. Number 3 is a negative mindset. And listen, we all go through times of negativity. That's freaking human nature, right? So sometimes that's actually necessary to prevent us from making, unhealthy impulses. That being said, though, if we're always focusing on all the things that could potentially go wrong, fear and anxiety will inevitably turn the natural and healthy, optimistic mind into a cluster of negativity and stress. That's going to result in lack of motivation, lack of sleep, and ultimately a clouded mind. And listen, as we're looking for opportunities, a clouded mind has a very hard time recognizing new opportunities. So the key is balance, right? But if you're going to favor one side, favor positivity. A positive mind can overcome almost any obstacle. A negative mind can't do shit, right? All right, number 4 is disempowering habits. Our mind is, literally wired to create habits that help us save energy, because thinking through things takes energy. As we all know, though, that can go both ways, right? Some habits empower and elevate us, while wrong habits, some of which we're not even aware of, are disruptive and destructive and disempowering. For me personally, I'm going to say changing my habits without question changed my life. Not even a question. A slight change in our habits will guide our life in a very different destination. Being 1% better in a given day it doesn't seem monumental, and it's not, but being 1% better each day over the span of many days, that's the difference between who you are and who you could have been, right? And that is pretty damn monumental. So celebrate the small wins. It doesn't matter how successful we are right now. What matters is if our habits are putting us on the path to be successful. Success is a product of daily habits. So focus more on your current direction and less on your current location. And the good news, right, when we change our habits, I promise you this, we will inevitably change our limiting beliefs that are holding us back, right? So here's the deal to conclude, to wrap this up. You can do great things in this business if you believe that you can. The ability to believe is accomplished more than anything. You know, I love George Washington, lived in DC for a while. George Washington believed that his handful of soldiers, right, could whip a far more equipped army, and they did. The Wright brothers, they were ballsy enough to think that they could fly, and they did. Edison, that son of a bee, believed he could harness electric energy and make light, even though a whole bunch of others had tried and failed and tried and failed, maybe because they actually lacked belief. So long story short, the strong and the great, the successful are all those who actually believed in something. So as you begin this business, man, let your belief be positive, not negative, right? Believe in something, not against something. But no matter how strong our belief is, and I want to make this clear, no matter how strong our belief is, we have to take action. Successful people take action. We can't forget that. So the rest of these steps within the Quick Start course will be about learning and taking action, because baby steps, right, lead to big steps, and that leads to a pretty amazing life. So when you come across any obstacles, and I couldn't be more sincere about this, when you come across these obstacles or any other obstacles that you're inevitably going to see, don't hesitate to reach out. Listen, we're here to help. We've all went through it, and we all need each other. That's why we have this whole network to tap into. Reach out. We're here to help, okay?